Alright, guys, welcome in. This is BMC Collectibles. My name is Alex. Today we have one case of 2025. The bottom says 2024. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. 2025 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes. While we get started, please like and subscribe over on YouTube. Save us as a seller on eBay and follow us on Instagram at bmc.collectibles. I also need to mention that there is no purchase necessary for the link down in the description. Oh yeah. There are our lovely, lovely boxes. Let me see what the best way to do this is. I guess we're just gonna have to do it that way. All right. Box number one on the Sports Heroes. Yes, Leaf Collective Multisport was the first one we did. If you were not able to be around for any of the breaks you were in, immediately following all the breaks for the day, they will be uploaded to YouTube. If you do end up having a hard time finding it, just shoot me a message over on eBay and I can send you the link. All right, we have a request from Messi or Yamal. I would not be mad at either. Let us get started. Starting off with Jay Novacek, 1 of 2. Mike Schmidt, that is 2 of 6, right in the front in my face. And dual auto, Jim Kelly and Vinny Testaverde, 6 of 7 on the dual. Another card going to our lovely friends over at random.org. Hit something. Oh, you did get the Cam Ward. Paul Skeens in this one. Let's see. Skeens autos have been elusive. They have been elusive. I'll try my best for you. All right. Jim Palmer, 9 of 15. Paul O'Neill, 2 of 5. And this is crazy. Vinicius Jr., Phil Foden, and Bukayo Saka, 3 of 8. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is going to be a tough random. I'm a fan of all those guys besides Foden. Not because he's bad, but just, well, I won't say that much, but he does play for Man City. We are not fans of Man City at the BMC Georgia office. Very nice. Warriors for Chase Hooper. He's had a bit of a resurgence in his career. 4 of 4. He's finally coming into his own. Reggie Jackson, 7 of 9. And Anthony Munoz, 11-time Pro Bowl on the inscription. 50 out of 100. I was getting a little worried there'd be a random in every box. Don't get me wrong, I like the multi-signers, but if there was 15 randoms for random.org, I'll tell you what, that would have been stressful. Paul Krause, 2 of 5. Ooh, I do not like this guy. Don't be feeble, Frank the Tank Fleming. If you bought him, I didn't mean to, 80 out of 100. Just as a Mets fan, he makes us look bad. And Win City for Steph Curry. 1 of 1 on the Win City auto. Don't know how well you guys can see that. Kept alive by the refs. What a legend. These cards look great. I don't think I've broken this yet before. But I don't know if you guys have any of these cards in hand yet, but they are very nice. Anthony Munoz, back again. 6 of 15. Mike Piazza, 6 of 10. Should be in a Mets uni, in my opinion. And Robin Yount, 3,142 hits on the inscription. That is 3 out of 100. Yeah, won a few of them from us. They are really nice in hand. Like the cards on the box really don't do these justice. Sam Perkins, 1 of 9. Brett Favre, 4 of 7. And Trevor Hoffman, 601 saves. 96 out of 100. 96 out of 100. Dylan Gabriel, 15 of 15. Ricky Henderson, RIP, 18 of 25. And Walt Frazier, 7-time All-Star inscription, 59 out of 100. Oh, nice. Lynn Dickey, 3 of 9. All-Decade team from the 1980s, Ryan Sandberg, 2 of 4. And Magic Johnson. What does that say? Berto's something. 97 out of 150. Ooh-wee. I love this card. Dwight Gooden. 11 of 15 on the All-Decade team from the 80s. On the All-Decade team from the 70s, Johnny Bench. 2 of 5. And this is so cool. Barry Sanders with Lion King inscription. 76 out of 100. The inscription cards are so nice when they actually write inscriptions on them. Drew Pearson. That is 11 of 35. Michael Irvin, a bit of a color match here. That card looks really nice. 1 of 4. And back again, Travis Hunter. 11 of 15. Let that man play both positions. Playing both positions is how Champ Bailey got started. I'm just saying. All decade from the 90s, Chris Mullin, 3 of 6. USA Women's, Mia Hamm, 2 of 2 on the auto. And Lennox Lewis, 4 of 6. I love pulling boxing autos. Hall of Famer, Dwight Howard, 2 of 35. Pete Weber, what's the quote again? You think you are who I am, or something? GOAT. And another banger soccer multi-signer. Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Heung-min Son, and Robert Lewandowski. Wow. 1 of 6. Another beauty. Ozzie Smith, 1 of 3. Nick Dunlap, 9 of 15. And Brock Purdy, 4 of 12 on the auto. We are on to box number 14, getting extremely close to the end. All right. Warren Moon, 1 of 1. Very nice. Joe Montana, 6 of 35. And Larry Bird, 4 of 5 on the auto. Nice hit. And final box of the break, everybody. If I have not hit for you, hopefully I start doing that pretty soon. Three beautiful cards left. Let us see what we got. Jesse Barfield, 12 of 15. Olivia Dunn, 1 of 1 on the Livy Dunn auto. Very nice hit. And closing us out is Doug Flutie. Go Bills. No, let's not do that, Doug. 3 out of 100. All right, guys, that is going to be it for Sports Heroes. I'm going to do a hit recap. And then we do have a few randoms to get into. All right. Let us see. Jay Novacek, Mike Schmidt, Jim Palmer, Paul O'Neill, Chase Hooper, Reggie Jackson. Anthony Munoz, Paul Krause, Frank the Tank Fleming, Steph Curry, Anthony Munoz again. Mike Piazza, Robin Yount, Sam Perkins, Brett Favre, Trevor Hoffman, and Dylan Gabriel. Ricky Henderson, Walt Frazier, Lynn Dickey, Ryan Sandberg, Magic Johnson, and Dwight Gooden. Johnny Bench, Barry Sanders, Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, and Travis Hunter. Chris Mullen, Mia Hamm, Lennox Lewis, Dwight Howard, Pete Weber, and Ozzie Smith. Nick Dunlap, Brock Purdy, Warren Moon, Joe Montana, Larry Bird, Jesse Barfield, Olivia Dunn, and Doug Flutie. And for our multi-signers, Jim Kelly and Vinny Testaverde, Vinicius Jr., Phil Foden, and Bukayo Saka, and Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Heung-min Son, and Robert Lewandowski. If you have any of these guys or are waiting on Pure Football, give me a minute to go ahead and get these set up. Pure Football is going to happen in about 10 or so minutes. Alright guys, the way this is going to work is we are going to roll a pair of die. The number has to be 3 or higher to be valid. We are then going to randomize each list that amount of times, and the name that comes out on top will be getting the card. Let us see how many times we are rolling. We are going to be going 8 times on each list, starting off with Jim Kelly and Vinny Testaverde. That is 7 times. 6 plus 2 is 8. One more time. Vinny Testaverde taking home the duel. On to Vinicius Jr., Phil Foden, and Bukayo Saka. That is 7 times. 6 plus 2 is 8. One more time. Vinicius Jr. taking home the triple. And on to the quad. Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Heung-min Son, and Robert Lewandowski. that is 7 times. You guys know we have one more time. Good luck. Robert Lewandowski taking home the quad auto. All right, if you are in pure football, that'll be with you in about 8 minutes. I just have to get some stuff set up, and yeah, I'll be right back with it. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. This is BMC Collectibles. My name is Alex. Today we have one case of 2024. Why do I keep not changing the number? It would be very helpful if I'd stop doing that. Okay, 2024 Leaf Pro Set Pure Football. While we get started, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at bmc.collectibles and save us as a seller on eBay. Also need to mention there's no purchase necessary for the link down in the description. Great news. This is the last break of the day, which means we are back on track, everybody. Again, we are extremely sorry for any inconvenience the listing errors may have caused. We'll try to make sure it never happens again. Of course, mistakes do happen, but we also know the mistakes. We also know the mistakes are bound to happen. There's no way to really stop them, so we have to try to balance that. But we are back on track now. Going forward, if you do want an invoice, just send a message. Because I'll either send them that night or the morning after. Just because I cannot stay up every night doing it. Just did it for these listings because needed to share the schedule. All right, starting off with box number 1. Good luck. Emmitt Smith, 21 of 49. Bucky Irving, 11 of 49. Kamani Vidal, 19 of 49. Malik Washington, 6 of 6. Jaquan Jackson, 3 of 6. Jalen Wright, 3 of 15. And T-Mac Tyrone McMillan, 15 of 15. Just a reminder, I will be sleeving and top loading between each box. This won't be a thing for too much longer, although I am going on a short little trip shortly after Beef gets back, so things will be normal for about 2 weeks. And then it's just Beef on his own. Because I'm far away from home, and I like to see my family. All right. On to the next one. When is the draft? I think the draft is next week. That is extremely exciting. Next week or end of this week or something. I can't remember. I think it's next week. The 26th or something. Ricky Pearsall, 6 of 25. Carson Beck, 16 of 49. Antonio Brown, 28 of 49. Isaiah Bond, 3 of 5. He was in the news recently for not great stuff. Ashton Daniels, 3 of 5. Elijah Badger, 3 of 8. And Drew Aller, 5 of 6. On to the next one. Ashton Genty, 49 of 49. Spencer Rattler, 25 of 75. Brock Vandegrift, 16 of 49. Davius Richard, 5 of 10. Anthony Gold, 1 of 1. Luke McCaffrey, 15 of 15. And Bucky Irving, 1 of 4. I know we have a guy who buys Bucky and loves Bucky. All right, on to the next one. Dick Butkus, 19 of 49. Peyton Houston, 18 of 25. DJ Uigalele, 16 of 49. Max Brosmer, 6 of 6. Spencer Rattler, 6 of 15. Taj Brooks, 1 of 2. And a quadography, Juju Lewis, Jared Curtis, George McIntyre, and Brady Smeagol. 3 of 3 on the quad auto. That is our first card from this break. Going to our favorite people over at random.org. You guys know the drill. All right, on to the next one. Luke Altmaier, 3 of 25. Joe Montana, 14 of 25. Braylon Allen, 23 of 25. Dylan Laub, 3 of 15. Travion Henderson, 2 of 4. Jan Stenerud, 2 of 6. And this next one is nice. Quadography for Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, and Brock Purdy. 1 of 1 on that quad. Oh boy. That is our second quad. That is going to be quite the clincher. That one even more so than the other, if I do say so. You got Purdy. Good luck. Good luck. All right. Thank you. I need it lately. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Isaiah Bond, 52 of 75. Jerry Rice, 20 of 25. DJ Uigalele, 12 of 25. Javon Baker, 3 of 7. John Rice Plumlee, 6 of 8. Kendall Milton, 2 of 3. And, oh boy, RB1, 2 of 3 for Ashton Genty. Man, I am bullish on Ashton Genty. Ever since the Oregon game, which I believe was an early game for them in the season. He ran all over Oregon, and I was like, oh my. And if it were up to me, I'd kind of draft him at 4. But that's also probably a reason why I'm not there, and I'm here doing this instead. That's not going to stop me from saying it. But positional value, yada, yada, yada. Terrell Davis, 5 of 15. Alan Bowman, 17 of 49. Jalen Polk, 5 of 5. Casey Washington, 1 of 6. Cornelius Johnson, 1 of 6. Carter Bradley, 1 of 4. And LFG auto for Mr. Miami, Carson Beck. I love these die cuts. I think they're so nice. All right. Let's see what's next. Rob Gronkowski, 15 of 49. Haynes King, 17 of 49. Noah Fafita, 1 of 5. Brock Vandegrift, 1 of 10. Jeff Garcia, 10 of 10. Dijon Edwards, 1 of 1. And dual auto for Devin Leary and Emery Jones, 3 of 5 on that. Box number 9. Dallas Turner, 10 of 49. Bill Parcells, 20 of 49. Audric Estime, 15 of 49. Dominic Lovett, 2 of 4. Tez Johnson, 3 of 3. Peyton Houston, 1 of 8. And this is sick. Rob Gronkowski, 2 of 8 on the auto. Buccaneers jersey, but honestly, I'm not mad at that. That's you? Nice. Maybe we're breaking out of our little slump. Not too bad of a day today. I think you said you hit the Cam Ward. You got the Gronk auto now. And you're in the running for that quad auto. Maybe getting the quad auto would break the slump. Unfortunately, I can't control that. All right, box number 10. Yeah, the last day, yeah, I remember when I was doing the shipping, I looked through your order and I was like, you are not lying. Sometimes people, you know, they'll buy, you know, a few spots and not hit and be like, wow, I didn't hit anything, but you really had a ton of spots and I think only got like 1 or 2 cards out of it. Yeah. Ashton Daniels, 9 of 49. Cameron Ward, 42 of 49. Anthony Gold, 36 of 49. Devin Neal, 8 of 10. Malachi Nelson, 10 of 10. Jermaine Jackson, 3 of 6. And Dylan Gabriel, 4 of 8. You have Jerry Rice, Antonio Brown, and Terrell Davis. Nice. I think you've got a Antonio Brown and Terrell Davis so far. Only a couple more boxes left. Both non-auto, I believe, unfortunately. But a hit is a hit. Yeah, he does. Rice does pop up a lot in pure. When you see enough of certain products, you start to pick up on the patterns and stuff. And you are correct. Him, Anthony Munoz shows up a ton. Like Jay Novacek shows up a ton. Peyton Manning, 33 of 49. Steve Young, 20 of 49. Jamari Thrash, 15 of 25. Jonathan Brooks, 11 of 15. Xavier Legette, 1 of 1. Nice hit. Garrett Nussmeier, 3 of 5. And Eddie George, 4 of 8 on the Legend Auto. Jaden Daniels is the averaged hit card. Wait, really? That is kind of crazy, actually. But I mean, I'm not going to complain. Yes. Yep, that is Messi and Steph Curry. They're both in the multi-sport stuff like crazy. All right, guys, final box of the break and final break of the day. If I have not hit for you, hopefully now is the time when I do. Getting started with Brock Purdy, 16 of 49. Jonathan Brooks, 3 of 10. Blake Shapen, 5 of 10. Caden Salter, 1 of 4. Julian Hicks, 3 of 15. Jalen McMillan, 13 of 15. And closing us out is a duel. Jordan Travis and Malachi Corley, 4 of 6. All right, guys. That will be it from me today. I'm going to finish sleeving and top loading these real quick, and then get into a hit recap. If you do not stick around, I completely understand. I don't stick around for them myself. Real quick, I just want to apologize one more time for all the listing errors. It is behind us now. So yeah, thank you so much for your patience if you've been joining every night. We sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. And hopefully we don't have that happen again. Because it's really inconvenient for everybody involved. All right. Let us get into this hit recap. Emmitt Smith, Bucky Irving, Kamani Vidal, Malik Washington, Jaquan Jackson, Jalen Wright, Ted Tyrell McMillan, Ricky Pearsall, Carson Beck, Antonio Brown, Isaiah Bond, Ashton Daniels, Elijah Badger, Drew Aller, Ashton Genty, Spencer Rattler, Brock Vandegrift, Davius Richards, and Anthony Gold. Luke McCaffrey, Bucky Irving, Dick Butkus, Peyton Houston, DJ Uigalele, Max Brosmer, Spencer Rattler, Taj Brooks, Luke Altmaier, Joe Montana, Braylon Allen, Travion Henderson, Dylan Laub and Travion Henderson. You also want Peyton Manning, Steve Young, and Eddie George. Nice. That means you're in the running for the quad. Jan Stenerud, Isaiah Bond, Jerry Rice, DJ Uigalele, Javon Baker, John Rice Plumley, Kendall Milton, Ashton Genty, Terrell Davis, Alan Bowman, Jalen Polk, Casey Washington, Cornelius Johnson, Carter Bradley, Carson Beck, Rob Gronkowski, Haynes King, Noah Fafita, Brock Vandegrift, Jeff Garcia, Dijon Edwards, Dallas Turner, and Bill Parcells. Audric Estime, Dominic Lovett, Tez Johnson, Peyton Houston, Rob Gronkowski, Ashton Daniels, Cameron Ward, Anthony Gold, Devin Neal, Malachi Nelson, Jermaine Jackson, Dylan Gabriel, Peyton Manning, Steve Young, Jamari Thrash, Jonathan Brooks, Xavier Legette, Garrett Nussmeier, Eddie George, Brock Purdy, Jonathan Brooks, Blake Shapen, Caden Salter, Julian Hicks, and Jalen McMillan. And for our multi-signers, we have a few. Devin Leary and Emery Jones, Jordan Travis and Malachi Corley, Juju Lewis, Jared Curtis, George McIntyre, and Brady Smeagol, and Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, and Brock Purdy. If you have any of these players or just want to stick around to watch the randoms, give me a minute or two to get this set up, and I will be right back. All right, guys. The way this is going to work is I am going to be rolling a pair of die. The number has to be 3 or higher to be valid. We are then going to randomize each list that amount of times, and the name that comes out on top is going to get the card. Let us see how many times we are rolling. We are going 7 times on each list, starting off with Devin Leary and Emery Jones. That is 6 times. 2 plus 5 is 7. We are going one more time. Good luck. Devin Leary taking home the first duel. On to Jordan Travis and Malachi Corley. That is 6 times. 2 plus 5 is 7. We are going to go one more time. Jordan Travis taking home the second duel. Our first quad, Juju Lewis, Jared Curtis, George McIntyre, and Brady Smeagol. That is 6 times. You guys know we have one more time. Good luck. Juju Lewis taking home the first quad, and the 1-of-1 49ers quad. Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, and Brock Purdy. You guys know the deal. We have to go 7 times. That is 6. One more time. Good luck. And Brock Purdy taking home the 1-of-1 quad. All right, guys. Thank you so much for bearing with us through this, through all of these errors. We are very sorry. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be seeing you again tomorrow. Yeah, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Thank you.